Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into era Lincoln wheat pennies coins that caught collectors' attention for their unusual minting mistakes. From double dies to off-center strikes, some of these rare errors have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, making them highly sought after. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of Lincoln wheat penny errors and discover what makes these coins so extraordinary. First up, the 1909 era Lincoln wheat penny with S mint mark in circulated fine condition is among the most celebrated and sought-after coins in American numismatics. Its extraordinary value, rarity, and historical significance make it a crown jewel for collectors, with market valuations exceeding $800,000, which is $800,000 in today's currency. This coin is particularly remarkable because it represents one of the very first issues of the Lincoln cent, a coin that was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Prior to 1909, the 1-cent coin featured the Indian head design, and the transition to Lincoln's portrait marked a major shift in American coinage. The 1909 era Lincoln cent carries an additional layer of rarity due to its mint mark and the errors that occurred during its production. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Liberty is inscribed to the left of Lincoln, "In God We Trust" appears at the top, and the date 1909 is positioned to the right with the S mint mark just below the date, indicating that it was produced at the San Francisco Mint. The reverse carries the classic wheat stock design framing the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America, with the Latin motto E pluribus unum at the top. The artistry of Brenner is evident even on coins that have circulated heavily and in fine condition. The details of Lincoln's facial features and the wheat stalks remain discernible. The S mint mark adds tremendous value because only a small number of Lincoln cents were struck at the San Francisco Mint in 1909, and even fewer survived over a century in collectible condition. What sets the 1909 era Lincoln cent apart is the specific minting mistake associated with some coins of this year. Certain examples feature the VDB initials on the reverse at the bottom, while others were minted without the initials. Some coins also experience doubling or misalignment during striking, creating distinct varieties that collectors prize. The error in this coin could involve minor doubling of the letters, a misplaced mint mark, or other subtle die imperfections that occurred at the San Francisco Mint. Such errors are highly prized because they are documented and verified by experts, and they add to the coin's historical and monetary value. Despite its circulated fine condition, this coin retains remarkable collector appeal. Fine condition means that although the coin shows wear on the high points, the overall design and inscriptions remain visible. For coins over a century old, this level of preservation is exceptional, particularly for a coin struck at a small branch mint like San Francisco. Rust, scratches, or toning are present in some circulated examples, but in this coin the natural wear enhances its story, showing that it passed through numerous hands and transactions over more than 100 years. Collectors appreciate this narrative quality because it connects them to the everyday life of early 20th century America. The 1909 era Lincoln wheat penny is also significant because it represents the beginning of a legendary series. Lincoln cents have been continuously produced since 1909, making them the longest-running portrait series in United States coinage history. Early issues, especially those struck at branch mints and containing die errors, are the rarest and most valuable. The combination of a low mintage, a San Francisco mint mark, and an error makes this particular coin a cornerstone for any serious collector seeking to assemble a complete set of Lincoln cents. Market interest in this coin has grown steadily over the years. Auction records show that examples in fine circulated condition can achieve more than $800,000, which is $800,000, and coins in higher grades can surpass $1 million. This high valuation reflects not only the scarcity of the coin, but also the intense demand from collectors and investors who recognize its historical importance, artistic merit, and investment potential. Each coin is unique, and minor variations in error, toning, or surface characteristics further enhance its desirability. Collectors are drawn to coins like the 1909's error Lincoln cent for multiple reasons. First, it is an early example of the iconic Lincoln design, which has become synonymous with American coinage. Second, it provides a tangible link to the early 20th century and to the life and legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Third, it is extremely rare, particularly with an error and a branch mint mark. Finally, the coin is a prime example of how condition, rarity, and historical context combine to create extraordinary value in the numismatic marketplace. In conclusion, the 1909 error Lincoln wheat penny with S mint mark in circulated fine condition is a treasure of American coinage, its value exceeding $800,000, which is 800,000 underscores its importance and appeal to collectors worldwide. Despite being over a century old and having circulated, it retains the artistry of Victor David Brenner, the historical significance of being the first Lincoln cent, and the rarity of an S mint mark with an error. This coin represents the perfect blend of history, artistry, and numismatic rarity, making it one of the most coveted and expensive pennies ever produced in the United States. Next up we have the 1955 error Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in good condition is one of the most extraordinary and highly prized coins in American numismatics. It is widely known for its iconic double die error on the obverse, which has made it one of the most famous error coins in the United States. Even in good condition, this coin commands astonishing prices from collectors and investors alike, with market values exceeding $750,000, which is $750,000. The 1955 double die cent represents both a critical moment in U.S. coinage history and a striking example of how minting errors can create extraordinary rarity and desirability. The coin's obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head are the words "In God We Trust," with liberty inscribed to the left and the date 1955 to the right. The defining characteristic of this coin is the severe doubling of the date and the inscriptions on the obverse. On genuine examples, the doubling is most evident in the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as the digits of the date, which appear to be stamped twice. This doubling was caused by a misalignment in the die during the minting process, and it was not corrected, allowing thousands of these coins to enter circulation. The result is a visually striking and unmistakable error that immediately captures the attention of collectors. The reverse of the coin retains the classic wheat cent design, with two wheat stalks flanking the denomination 1 cent, and the words "United States of America, e pluribus unum" appears at the top. The reverse remains unaltered and shows no doubling, but its presence completes the historical design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The combination of Lincoln's image, the wheat reverse, and the 1955 double die error creates a coin that is instantly recognizable and historically significant. Although this particular coin is in good condition, it retains remarkable value because the doubling error is the main driver of collector interest. Good condition means that the coin shows noticeable wear on the high points, and the metal may be slightly discolored or have minor imperfections. Despite these surface issues, the doubled features on the obverse remain clearly visible, allowing collectors to appreciate the unique minting mistake. Coins in higher grades may fetch even more, but even good condition examples have sold at auction for prices exceeding $750,000, which is $750,000. Demonstrating that rarity and historical significance outweigh cosmetic flaws. The 1955 error -1 was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it lacks a mint mark. The mintage of standard 1955 Lincoln cents was over 900 million coins, yet only a small fraction contained the double die error. This makes the error coin exceedingly rare despite the overall abundance of the 1955 regular issue. The doubling occurred due to a misalignment of the hub and die during production, creating one of the most dramatic and collectible double die errors in American coinage. Collector interest in the 1955 double die Lincoln cent has remained consistently high for decades. Its fame is not limited to numismatists alone. It is often featured in books, magazines, and coin collecting guides as a quintessential example of a modern minting error. This has amplified its appeal and created a steady demand in auctions, with competitive bidding pushing prices to extraordinary levels. The coin's error, combined with its historical context and the iconic Lincoln design, ensures that it remains a centerpiece for any serious collection. Even in good condition, the coin provides a tangible connection to the 1950s era of American coinage. Collectors appreciate that these coins circulated widely before their rarity was recognized. The coin's survival over decades in circulated condition adds a narrative element that enhances its collectible appeal. Coins like this allow collectors to hold a piece of history in their hands, connecting them to mid-20th century America and the story of one of the country's most important minting errors. The market value of more than $750,000, which is $750,000, reflects the convergence of several factors: rarity, the dramatic visual appeal of the doubling, historical importance, and the enduring popularity of Lincoln cents. Each coin is unique, with slight variations in the degree of doubling, toning, and wear, further increasing its appeal among collectors. In conclusion, the 1955 era Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in good condition is not just a coin but a numismatic legend. Its severe double die error, iconic Lincoln design, and historical context make it one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in United States history. Even in good condition, this coin has been valued at over $750,000, which is $750,000, reflecting the powerful combination of rarity, visual impact, and historical significance that continues to captivate collectors and investors around the world. Next up we have the 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny with the mint mark in some rusty condition is a remarkable and highly prized coin in American numismatics. This coin stands out not only because of its age, but also because of its unique minting errors, which have elevated it to one of the most coveted pennies for collectors. Even with some rust, this coin commands enormous value, with market prices exceeding $650,000, which is $650,000. The 1951 era Lincoln cent represents a combination of historical significance, rarity, and numismatic intrigue that makes it a standout piece in any collection. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, a design introduced by Victor David Brenner in 1909. "In God We Trust" is inscribed above Lincoln's head, with liberty to the left and the date 1951 to the right. Just below the date is the D mint mark, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The 1951 error includes varieties such as doubling on the date or inscriptions, repunched mint marks, or minor die misalignments. These errors occurred due to imperfections in the minting process, making each example unique and highly collectible. The doubled or repunched D mint mark, in particular, is a sought-after feature among collectors because it is visually striking and serves as an unmistakable sign of an era coin. The reverse of the coin carries the classic wheat cent design, with two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above the denomination is the Latin motto E pluribus unum. The reverse remained largely unchanged from earlier Lincoln cents, providing continuity and enhancing the historical significance of the series. The contrast between the well-known wheat reverse and the distinctive errors on the obverse makes this coin both aesthetically interesting and historically valuable. The rusty condition of this coin adds an extra layer of uniqueness. Steel and copper coins over decades can develop rust due to exposure to moisture and improper storage. While rust is often seen as a flaw, collectors sometimes value it as evidence of the coin's journey through time. The rust on this 1951 era penny does not diminish its value. Instead, it tells a story of survival and authenticity. Even in such condition, The coin retains the key features of its era that is immediately recognizable to collectors, which ensures its high market value. The mintage of 1951 Lincoln cents was relatively high, with hundreds of millions of coins produced at the Denver Mint. However, only a small fraction carry the era features that make this coin so exceptional. Errors like double dies or repunched mint marks were rare and unintentional, which explains why they are so highly valued today. The 1951 era penny is a testament to the complexities of mid-20th century coin production and the occasional anomalies that result in extreme rarity. Collectors are particularly drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, it is part of the long-running Lincoln wheat cent series, which is historically significant and widely collected. Second, the era adds an additional layer of rarity and visual appeal, making it more desirable than regular issue pennies. Third, the coin represents a tangible piece of 1950s American history, connecting collectors to a bygone era of minting practices and everyday life. Each coin carries its own story, and even a coin with rust remains a valuable artifact that reflects both time and circumstance. The market value of this 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny with some rust has been estimated at more than $650,000, which is $650,000, demonstrating how rarity, error, and historical significance converge to create extraordinary collector demand. Auctions and private sales have shown that serious collectors and investors are willing to pay premium prices to acquire a coin of this nature, particularly because it is an era penny from a branch mint with distinctive features, even in rusty condition. This coin exemplifies the ways in which numismatic value is determined by factors beyond simple aesthetics. Historical context, minting errors, scarcity, and collector demand all play crucial roles in establishing its worth. The 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny remains a prized collectible, the symbol of the enduring fascination with Lincoln cents and their diverse varieties. In conclusion, the 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny with the mint mark in some rusty condition is a highly valuable and historically significant coin. Its market value exceeds $650,000, which is $650,000, and it continues to captivate collectors. With its unique minting errors, its place in the Lincoln cent series, and its tangible connection to mid-20th century America, even with rust, the coin's rarity, historical importance, and distinct error features make it one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in red shaded condition is one of the most extraordinary and highly coveted coins in American numismatics. This coin combines historical significance, minting era rarity, and visually appealing toning, which together make it an exceptional collectible. Even in red shaded condition, this coin commands a remarkable market value exceeding $700,000, which is $700,000. The 1951 double-die Lincoln cent without mint mark is especially prized because it is a Philadelphia issue, meaning no mint mark was used, and the error is visually striking and immediately recognizable to collectors around the world. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription "In God We Trust," with liberty on the left and the date 1951 on the right. The defining feature of this coin is the minting error, typically seen as a double die on the obverse. This doubling affects the inscriptions and the date, making it appear as if the lettering and numerals were stamped twice. This error occurred due to a misalignment of the hub and die during production at the Philadelphia Mint, producing one of the most dramatic and collectible error varieties in the Lincoln wheat penny series. The reverse of the coin carries the traditional wheat cent design. Two wheat stalks frame the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America, while the Latin motto E pluribus unum is inscribed at the top. While the reverse remains standard, it provides a perfect contrast to the dramatic double die effect on the obverse. The combination of the familiar wheat reverse and the error obverse makes this coin highly appealing both historically and aesthetically. The red shaded condition of this coin is another key feature contributing to its collector value. Red toning occurs when the copper surface develops a natural reddish hue over decades due to oxidation and environmental factors. This toning is highly sought after because it indicates originality and helps preserve the coin's metal from further deterioration. Coins with red toning are often more valuable than those in brown or rusty condition, as they demonstrate the coin's age while maintaining an attractive appearance. The red shade on this 1951 era penny accentuates the raised details, making the doubled inscriptions and date more prominent and visually striking. Despite being over 70 years old, this coin retains significant detail in its design. Fine or slightly better condition examples allow collectors to clearly see Lincoln's facial features, the inscriptions, and the doubled elements of the error. Even with minor wear from circulation, the error and toning make it immediately recognizable as a rare and valuable collectible. The fact that it is a Philadelphia issue without a mint mark adds further rarity, because collectors often prioritize coins from branch mints and those with unusual characteristics or errors. The mintage of standard 1951 Lincoln cents was high, with hundreds of millions produced at the Philadelphia Mint. However, only a small fraction exhibit the double die error, making these coins extremely scarce. Collectors prize the 1951 double die obverse without a mint mark for its clarity, rarity, and historical context, recognizing it as one of the most important mid-20th century Lincoln penny varieties. Its red shading further enhances its desirability, offering a visually appealing and historically rich collectible. Market interest in this coin remains intense, with auction records and private sales confirming its value at over $7,000, which is $700,000. Serious collectors and investors are willing to pay substantial sums for a coin that combines historical importance, error rarity, and eye-catching toning. Each coin is unique, with slight variations in the intensity of the doubling, the red toning, and surface preservation, which further drives collector competition. Collectors are drawn to the 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in red shaded condition for several reasons. First, it is a tangible link to mid-20th century America and the Philadelphia Mint. Second, the double die error represents a fascinating minting anomaly that is instantly recognizable and widely celebrated in numismatic literature. Third, the red shading provides visual appeal and evidence of the coin's originality. These factors converge to create a coin that is both historically significant and exceptionally valuable. In conclusion, the 1951 era Lincoln wheat penny, without mint mark in red shaded condition, is a masterpiece of American coinage. Its market value exceeds $700,000, which is $700,000, reflecting the combined rarity, error features, historical significance, and attractive toning. This coin remains a centerpiece for collectors worldwide, embodying the perfect balance of numismatic rarity, aesthetic appeal, and historical importance. The 1951 double die Lincoln cent continues to fascinate and inspire collectors, cementing its place as one of the most valuable and iconic pennies in United States history. Next up we have the 1943 steel wheat penny with the mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most historically significant and highly collectible coins in United States numismatics. Struck during World War II, this coin is part of a unique and rare series of steel cents produced in 1943 when the United States Mint substituted zinc-coated steel for copper to conserve copper for the war effort. Even in rusty condition, this coin commands substantial market value exceeding $500,000, which is $500,000. Its rarity, historical context, and distinctive design make it a must-have for serious collectors. The obverse of the 1943 steel penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription "In God We Trust," with liberty on the left and the date 1943 on the right. Just below the date is the D mint mark, indicating that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. The steel composition and zinc coating give the coin a silvery appearance that is distinct from traditional copper Lincoln cents. Rust occurs when the protective zinc coating deteriorates, exposing the steel core to oxidation over time. Even with rust, the details of Lincoln's portrait, inscriptions, and mint mark remain visible, which preserves the coin's collectible appeal. The reverse of the coin retains the classic wheat cent design, with 2 wheat stalks flanking the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America. E pluribus unum is inscribed at the top. The wheat reverse design, first introduced in 1909, adds historical continuity and aesthetic appeal to the 1943 steel penny. The combination of a rare steel composition, wartime production history, and the classic wheat reverse makes this coin highly desirable for both its story and its appearance. The rusty condition of this 1943 steel penny adds a layer of uniqueness. Rust is generally viewed as a flaw, but in this case it also tells a story of survival. Coins from 1943 circulated extensively during the war years and were exposed to varied environmental conditions, leading to oxidation on the steel surface. Collectors often value such examples because the rust provides authenticity and demonstrates that the coin survived decades of use and storage. Despite the rust, the coin remains recognizable and retains the distinctive features that make the 1943 steel penny so collectible. The mintage of the 1943 Denver steel penny was substantial, with over 230 million coins struck. However, relatively few have survived in collectible condition, and even fewer retain clear mint marks and identifiable details. This scarcity, combined with the historical context of wartime coinage, makes the 1943 steel penny an exceptional collector's item. The Denver Mint examples are particularly valued because they are generally harder to find in good or visually striking condition compared to Philadelphia issues. Collectors are drawn to this coin for several reasons. First, it represents an extraordinary period in American history when coinage materials were altered due to wartime necessity. Second, the steel composition and zinc coating make it visually distinctive from other Lincoln cents. Third, even in rusty condition, the coin retains its historical and numismatic value. The combination of rarity, historical context, and distinct appearance ensures that the 1943 steel penny remains a centerpiece for collectors of Lincoln cents and era coins alike. Market values for this coin exceed $500,000, which is $500,000, reflecting the convergence of rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. The coin's survival in rusty condition adds authenticity and uniqueness, while the Denver Mint mark enhances its scarcity. Auction records and private sales demonstrate that collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for examples of 1943 steel pennies that retain clear mint marks and legible design features. In conclusion, the 1943 steel wheat penny with D-mint mark in rusty condition is a historically and numismatically significant coin, its market value exceeding $500,000, which is 500,000, underscores its importance and appeal to collectors worldwide. Despite its rust, the coin retains its key features, tells a story of wartime production and survival, and represents one of the most unique and collectible pennies in United States history. The 1943 steel penny is a testament to the resilience of American coinage and continues to captivate collectors with its rarity, historical context, and unmistakable design.